pieces next to the cash register. I began to shudder and barely managed to control it. When I could talk, I asked, "How'd you find out so fast?" "Charlie Cornish called me." Charlie was the owner of Junk Emporium across the street. "We might as well go over to his place. He's got some coffee on, and there's nothing we can do here." I released his arm. "No, you go ahead. I'll be over in a few minutes." They were bringing the body out now, and in our retreat from the doorway to the sidewalk, I lost Hank in the crowd. The rain had turned into a fine mist, typical San Francisco weather for February. I looked once at the covered form strapped to the stretcher, then looked away, and as I did, I spotted Lieutenant Marcus. I pushed through the bystanders toward him and caught his attention. "Lieutenant Marcus, do you think I could take a look around the shop?" He hesitated, regarding me. "Zahn's investigator, huh?" Then he shrugged and ushered me through the doorway. 3 concrete steps led down into the shop, which was set a few feet below street level. I stumbled going down and felt Marcus's hand at my elbow steadying me. The front room, usually dim and cavernous, was illuminated by floodlights. My attention went immediately to the chalk outline on the floor near the ancient cash register. It was not a very big outline. Joan Albritton had been a tiny woman. She had fallen on her side, one arm askew. I tried to ignore the dark stains on the faded oriental carpet. Automatically, I glanced at the little barred windows, which in daytime admitted feeble rays of light to the shop. "No, it wasn't a break-in," Marcus said impatiently. "There's no sign of forced entry either here or in the workroom behind. Whoever it was, she let him in." His hand still rested on my elbow. I moved away from him. "The knife was from this case?" I indicated a small glass cabinet where Joan Albritton had kept her most valuable small items: jewelry, silverware, old coins. He nodded. "Presumably. You'll notice a set of bone-handled knives. They're more like daggers, actually. One is missing. The medical examiner says Albritton's wounds could have been caused by it." I examined the case, not touching it, even though the powder dustings told me the fingerprint man had finished. 4 double-edged knives with roughly cut bone handles nestled in a velvet-lined case. A space for a 5th knife was empty. The blades were long and wicked-looking. I swallowed hard. I said, "She always kept this locked, with the key on a little chain around her neck." "Not tonight. The key's in the lock." Marcus pointed at the slender gold chain hanging from it. The chain was intact. "Then she must have opened it herself. Who found her?" "Fellow across the street. A man named Cornish. He says he knew she was here late taking inventory, end of February, and thought she might need a cup of coffee. The door was open, and he found her." Marcus gestured at the chalk marks. I sighed and turned around, taking in the rest of the shop, unfamiliar in the glare of light. The big room was packed wall to wall with furniture: sofas, tables, bureaus, chairs. Little aisles, large enough for only one person, meandered haphazardly throughout. On tabletops and chair seats stood the smaller wares: vases, pictures, lamps, old books. I moved down the aisles, feeling Marcus's eyes on me as I mechanically touched some of Joan's beloved objects. Clotilde, a French dressmaker's dummy. Bruno, the stuffed German shepherd. Edwin of the iron shoes. These were special, not for sale, inanimate friends to whom Joan Albritton had talked as she went about her busy days at the shop. I stopped in front of Edwin, the little boy mannequin whose feet had been fitted with an ornate pair of iron shoes. Edwin, Joan had told me, was an art lover. He stood, staring at an oil painting of a Madonna.